Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News or Axis Row, whatever floats your flipping boat, and I am back at it again with another recap. This time, it is a very, very, very happy recap for your boy, because I was cooking Major II, top 500, so 553 overall is where I finished, and we will get right into my bracket. So I got 36 points in my bracket. I actually cooked. So looking at round one of winners, I of course said 3-1 in favor of the Toronto Ultra. They came out very hot, got a 3-0 over the Vegas Legion. Looked really good, 250, 225, 6-4, I think, in the SD or something like that. And then the control wasn't as close. But great series from them, very close series in the end. And Vegas looked good, Toronto looked good. Good showing from both. In our next matchup, we had Subliners taking on the Breach. You guys know I thought it would be a DoorDash, but it indeed was not. And the Subliners walked away with a 3-1 victory. Boston won the search? Control something. So, anyways, Boston. Yeah, it's Boston. They needed to make a roster change at this point. New York looked great. Optic, they 3-0'd our host Miami Heretics. You guys know I thought it'd be a 3-2 just because, for whatever reason, those orgs always have really tight matches. But in this case, Optic just blew them out. Pred in the interview said they just gave those guys way too much respect. And now that makes a lot more sense. They were just like thinking that they were better than they are. And now they just played them like they should. Now, in our last matchup of Thursday, we of course had Atlanta taking on the LA Thieves. Everybody thought this would be a 3-0. It ended up going down to the wire. And then the community somehow turned on Faze. They were like, Faze is not tested. They're not ready for this event. But I was like, were we all watching the same match? Because I saw people lagging like badly. All day on Thursday, the lag was pretty bad in the matches, but in that match, it was really bad. People were like not like finishing kills because they thought they were done because the lag was so bad. So looking ahead to Friday, we of course kicked things off at 1:30 with the Boston Breach taking on the Minnesota Rokkr. You guys know I thought the Rokkr was going to send the Breach home, and they did send them home, but it was a game 5. Neither one of these teams had much game 5 ice, so Rokkr winning the game 5 was kind of unexpected, but we take those. In our next series, we had the Battle of LA. The LA Thieves, they came out really flat against LA Guerillas, which surprised pretty much everybody in the community. It also made people really, really double down on the idea that Faze was not going to win this because everyone thought the LA Thieves were exposed by the LA Guerillas, and Faze subsequently had no real rep. Of course, in the upper half of elimination round 1, we had Miami Heretics taking on the Royal Ravens. You guys know I thought it would be a 3-2 in favor of the Royal Ravens. I expected Clay to get it done because, I thought Ravens would be better on land, and they were. So this panned out really well for me. Heretics ended up getting 3-0. They had no pulse in this series, and they got sent home 0-6. Are they 15? They might be. I'm sorry. They're like 0-12 on land. Map-wise. Bottom half of the bracket, we had the Vegas Legion taking on the Seattle Surge, and you guys know I thought this would be a 3-0 in favor of the Legion. I thought it'd be a DoorDash. I thought it was a skill diff, but the Surge won a hard point, S&D something. I think they won an S&D. And yeah, blood up Surge, not much to say for them. In our first matchup of Saturday, we of course had a surprising one. We had the Royal Ravens taking on the Vegas Legion, and the Ravens walked away with the 3-2 dub here. It was a game 5, round 11. I actually had a meeting then, so I ended up missing this matchup, which is kind of sad because this is potentially Clay and Attach's last matchup, one of them on land. So sad that I had to miss the game 5, but happy that Clay was able to get it done and keep going on the weekend. On the other half of the bracket, of course, on Saturday, we kicked into the winner's side of things, and we had Faze taking on the Subliners. You guys know I thought it would be a 3-1 favor of Faze. I thought that their dominance in the respawn would continue, and it did here. But they ended up getting it done in game 5 fashion, and great showing from Faze. There was some debate about Celium like snaking when he got a 3-piece on the boys. I might post a clip here.
Doing it to Sib. There's two that line up in front, and Cell maybe making the play. Trying to stay alive. Pushes in, and Cell goes nuclear. It all comes down to the time, and while he's able to catch him, plus has the nades in hand. Woo! and it just hits right as Hydra's starting to push on forward. They line up for Cell.
If he still could have shot bodies, he would have been doing it through the end of the round.
But he clutches up for Faze in a...
But it's up to you. I don't know what you guys think, but I didn't think it was a snake. I thought it was just a skill diff. Like, if you don't look there, you deserve to get three-pieced, to be honest. Looking ahead to the top side of the bracket, we had Optic Texas taking on the Toronto Ultra. You guys know I thought it would be a 3-2 in favor of Texas. I thought they just had the difference in this matchup. I felt like just the team comps, Optic Texas, for some reason, I feel like they just own this matchup right now. Maybe something will change in the near future, but I felt like this would persist, and it did. So that panned out pretty well. Looking ahead to our bottom half of the bracket, that was 4:30. At 6, we had the Subliners taking on the Vegas Legion. I'm sorry, taking on the London Royal Ravens. And you guys know I thought the Subliners would get it done in this series, which they ended up doing. And consequently, on the bottom half of the bracket, we had the Toronto Ultra taking on the LA Guerillas instead of the LA Thieves. You guys know I thought they would get that done there as well, and they did. So kicking things off on Sunday, we of course kicked things off with the Toronto Ultra taking on the New York Subliners. And you guys know I thought it would be a 3-2 in favor of the Subliners. It ended up being a 3-0 in their favor. You guys know I was thinking that it was just really a skill differential between these two teams. And it would be a game of inches, but I thought the Subliners were slightly better, and I thought they would edge it out here, and they did, but in 3-0 fashion. Pretty dominant too. In our next series, we of course had winners finals where we had Optic Texas taking on Faze, and you guys know I thought it would be a 3-1 in favor of Faze. I thought it would be a respawn diff, and it was. So that pretty much panned out perfectly. Both hard points 250, 237, I believe, in this one, or maybe that was grand finals. But anyways, Faze just dominated the respawns against Optic, and yeah, I was 100% right about this. So that's awesome. In the elimination finals, this is the only thing I got wrong on Sunday. I said that Optic would lose to the New York Subliners, but they indeed skill diffed on them, proved that the New York Subliners are a rung below them right now. Optic cemented themselves as the second best team, booking their ticket to the grand finals, where they, of course, took on my home team, Atlanta Faze. Faze up, baby, where Faze got it done 4-1. I thought it'd be 4-2 in favor of Faze over the Subliners, but of course, your boy was right. Faze won the top 4 made it to Sunday, and we had an amazing weekend. That was some of the best Call of Duty that we have seen in years. It brings me back to the CWL Miami event that we had in 2019. That was one of the best ever. So if you guys didn't watch all the matches, be sure to go back and definitely check out the Optic versus Faze matches. From the weekend, we had 2 of them. We also had Optic versus Toronto. That was a banger. Subliners versus Toronto was a banger. Subliners versus Faze was a banger. Subliners versus Subliners versus Optic was a banger. Go back and watch everything between the top 4. Also watch the Raven series. Raven series were really good, especially with the Vegas Legion. And also the LA Guerillas, they had some really fun series as well. So we had a really, really fun weekend. We had some really exciting placements from some lower rung teams like the LA Guerillas and the Carolina Royal Ravens. So interesting notes for them going forward. I don't think that they'll make changes, but they are 2 teams that I think necessarily should have made changes to get even better and to potentially break into the top 4. They're just a step away. And then other teams like Boston, we'll talk about them during the break as well. I have some videos planned, so stay tuned to the channel. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you stay tuned here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to both the Fake Sports News channel if you're watching there, and the Access Pro channel if you're watching there, if you're new to either one. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, be sure to share it with a friend or family member or someone that you want to just get into competitive COD. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all the matches this weekend. Hope you enjoy all the content that's come. And I hope you enjoy the short break that we have. Play some COD, relax, kick back, and the matches will resume on April 12th with Atlanta Faze taking on Minnesota Rokkr. Catch you guys later, and yeah, there'll be more COD action to come and more coverage coming from me. See you then. Peace.